Hello, my name is Ashley Fuller, and I wanted to talk to you guys about CCJs today. So I had a bit of a shock last week. I was trying to set up my own business, had a business plan, everything planned out, all the inventory sorted, everything was ready to go, really excited about setting up a new business. And I went to borrow some money from my mortgage company, who I've had a long-standing good relationship with and a long history with. Always been in good stead with them, always paid my mortgage payments online, only borrowing a really small amount of money. And it came back and said no. And the reason why they said no was there's a flag on my credit report which said I had a CCJ, which I had no idea about. So I just kind of wanted to document my journey, let you know how I get on, and hopefully help somebody else out there that's in a situation, because I felt so awful. I felt terrible. So a little bit of background about me. I've always had a good job. I've always been paid quite well. I've never had any bad credit. In fact, about 18 months ago, I was getting non-stop letters for credit cards. Do you want this credit card? Do you want this credit card? Do you want this? Do you want, loans? I didn't need it. I was in good stead, had good money. I had an amazing credit rating. Flawless, pretty much. As flawless as it can for somebody in my age who's been divorced. So this was a real shock to me. And what it came about from was, you should know if you had a CCJ against you, because it's a major thing. A CCJ means that you can't get any credit for 6 years, basically. It stays on your credit history. People won't touch you unless you go to somebody really, for want of a better word, nasty. Somebody that is going to charge you an absolute fortune and rip you off and potentially make your situation even worse. You ain't gonna get it. So simple as. Now, this business means everything to me, but I understand your circumstances might be different. So, how did I get the CCJ? Apparently, I had a parking ticket in one of these private things where you don't have one on your windscreen. They just write to you. I actually took my little girl to the park and parked somewhere that apparently I shouldn't have done. It happens. Probably my fault. And then apparently a letter came through the post saying that I had this parking ticket, but they sent it to the wrong address. They sent it to my old house. And they sent all correspondence to my old address, all correspondence to my old house. I didn't get any of it. I didn't get a thing. So what then happened is it went to court, and because I didn't know anything about it, I didn't show up, I didn't defend myself, I got a CCJ. Looking online, because as soon as I had this, started to panic, started wondering what I could do. This happened to a lot of people. This particular company was called CEL, or Civil Enforcement Limited. Now, I don't really want to badmouth them. That's not really what this video is about. It's more about helping you guys out there if you're in a similar situation to me. But there seems like there's hundreds of people in a similar situation to me. So I just want to tell you, everything I'm doing, I'm going to video diary it and let you know the outcome, because I've just found pages and pages of negativity. People telling you can't do anything about it, tough, it's your fault. I don't want to know that. I don't want to know your circumstances. This is my story. This is my situation. I just want to help somebody else out there, because I was gutted. I'm quite strong-minded, I'm quite strong-willed, and I wanted to cry. Especially with everything going on with lockdown. I appreciate that might not be the case in this video, but right now we're in the middle of the COVID pandemic, so everything's pretty crap. Hence why I've got a spot on my face, because I keep having to wear a mask everywhere. It's made me spotty. So I just want to tell you my story and let you know how I get on. And if it works, amazing. I hope some of you can do it. And if it doesn't, at least it lets you know what not to do, I guess. So, first thing I did was I had a mortgage advisor I've used several times, and he was like, he's really honest, he's a really good guy, and he was like, mate, you're knackered. You're knackered. Unless you get the CCJ removed, there ain't much that you can do. So to get a CCJ removed, you need a good reason, right? You need a good reason. And personally, I think me not knowing anything about it, me not being able to defend it, is a good reason. If you have one of these letters from CEL, don't pay it, don't respond to it, and go to court. Because I'll tell you now, if you have the opportunity to sort this out before, it's much, much easier. Please don't pay them. They aren't a great company, and companies like them aren't great companies. They don't have any legislation, and they won't go to court. If you get a letter saying that this case has gone to court, turn up, because I guarantee you they won't. They don't have the resources to do it. They send it in hoping that you won't go as well, because let's face it, most people don't. I didn't. And if you go, you'll win, because they won't. Okay, so if you've got one of these parking tickets, go to court if it gets that far and fight it, and you'll win. Okay, if you're in the same situation as me, it's a bit more tricky. If you discover the CCJ within a month of it happening and you can settle the bill, then do that, because it's just easier. I know it's shit and they've won, technically, pay it. But if you don't pay that within 30 days or a month, you can't get it taken off, right? Or it's going to be very, very difficult to get it taken off, which is the situation I'm in. So what I've had to do is you can apply for your CCJ to be set aside. What that means is it doesn't exist. And that is what I'm about to do. And that is what I'm going to show you how to do it. What you need to do first of all is get one of these forms, which is an N244 film. I won't show you all the detail because it's got my personal detail on it. I don't care, but I don't know what people can do with that. So an N244 form. It's quite simple to fill out. So at the top it says name of court. I'll talk you through how to fill it out. Top it says name of court. Put obviously the name of the court is probably Northampton. If it's a parking ticket, most parking tickets come from Northampton. Put your claim number in and put your claimant's details in. All the information you can put, the better. You put your name in under the defendant's name, and the rest is fairly straightforward. Are you the claimant or defendant? You'll be the defendant. What are you asking the court to make and why? What order are you asking the court to make and why? So I've put, I'm set aside CCJ. I would like this CCJ set aside as all correspondence relating to it was sent to my old address, not my current one where I currently live. I was completely unaware a claim was being made against me and was therefore unable to settle the debt or to defend this in court. Have you touched a draft of the order you're applying for? Leave that blank. Number 5, how do you want to have this application dealt with? Put at a hearing. You can leave it blank if you want, but probably put at a hearing. How long do you think it will last? Leave it blank. Is the time estimated agreed by all parties? Leave it blank. Give details of any fixed trial date or period? Leave it blank. What level of judge does your hearing need? You can either leave it blank, or in my case, I've put district. Okay. Who should be served this application? Leave it blank. Please give the service address of the other details of the claimant or defendant. Leave it blank. Then, question, I think it's 10. I can't see because I've got a thing on it. What information would you be relying on to support your application? Put the evidence set out in this box below and put as much detail as you can. If you need an additional page, print out an additional page, but put as much stuff as you can in there. So I'm saying that I was unable to defend it because I didn't live there. I didn't get any of the letters. I didn't get any of the correspondence. I've put proof of my old address. I put proof of my new address. To back that up, I have my completion statement. I went through my old emails and I have my completion statement of my old house from my old solicitor. So I'm including that. I am also including my completion statement of my new house, just so they know 100% guaranteed, backed up here by a letter from my solicitor when I moved house, that I sold my old house on X date and I bought my new house on this date, which shows that I didn't live at that address when this parking ticket came through and all the correspondence was there. The other thing that I'm doing which I'm gutted about. I don't suggest you do it. You don't have to. I paid the parking bill, right? Basically, I asked the parking company if they could take it off. The long and short of it is, no, they can't. They can't take it off. It's gone to court now. But they did say, if I paid them, they would write me a consent order saying that the correspondence went to the wrong address and that they're asking for the judgment of the claim in this matter to be set aside, that the proceedings in this action are dismissed, and that each party bears its own costs of this application and claim in general. I've done this for a couple of reasons. The first reason being, I just want as much evidence as I can. I don't even really care how much this cost me, because not being able to have any credit, apply for a mortgage, apply for a loan, get a credit card, get a phone, get a car for 6 years at my age, it's just like unthinkable. So I have paid them. And to be fair to them, they have written me this letter that basically says, throw it out, we're happy with it now, it did go to the wrong address. So it's not just me saying it, I now have a letter from them admitting that it went to the wrong address. So that's why I've paid that, and I'm going to include that as well. So there we are. If you have a consent order, like I have, your court fees come down. They're supposed to be 255 quid. That's whether it wins or loses, right? So it's going to cost you 255 quid just to get the court to even look at this form. Even if they go, no, we're not doing it, 250 quid. With this consent order, my court fees are only 100 quid. So I've saved a bit of money there. My parking fine was more than what I got knocked off, but it's less than it was. So I found this out on the 18th of February. I left it for the weekend because I'd had enough of it last week. Today's the 22nd of February, and I'm going to send this all off today, recorded delivery, and I will keep you updated along the way. And I just want to help you guys out because I know how it feels, and I hope this is a success story and that I can get you guys to have success with it as well. So there we go. I'll keep you updated. This is a video diary entry number 1, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so that's the court documents sent. Just so you know, you need to do a couple of copies of the N244 form. They say 3. One is for you, one is for the court, and one is for the claimant, so the person that you're allegedly owe money to. So just make sure you put a couple of copies in. I'm just going to let you know roughly how long I expect it to take, probably about 6 to 8 weeks. I have sent it today, so today's day 1. I'll let you know. Hopefully it'll be quicker. If there's no hearing, it might be quite quick, which would be nice. Online, like the horror stories or negativity set, it could take a year, but we'll see. But yeah, today's day 1, so I'll let you know how they go. Also, I've sent them recorded delivery. Reason for that is because the court are a bit crap when I've dealt with them in the past in terms of saying they haven't received documents. So for the sake of a couple of quid, just send it like recorded. It's much easier. So day 1, I'll keep you updated, let you know. Okay, today is Sunday, the 28th of March, but I've got an update for you. So on Friday, so the 26th of March, so 5 weeks after my appeal against the CCJ, I've heard back from court, and I'm absolutely over the moon to say my appeal has been successful, and my CCJ has now been completely overturned. I no longer have a CCJ. Do I feel like I've won? Not really, because I paid this fucking parking fine, but just to tell you guys, there is hope out there. I did not expect this. When I looked online and read about getting a CCJ overturned or what to do, there's just negativity after negativity. You can't do it. Like, it's basically impossible. But I've done it. And I did it, all by myself. I'm pretty pleased. So, that's going to massively help my credit rating. So I'm going to be writing to Experian on Monday and telling them this and getting them to remove my CCJ. But just so you guys know, I'm amazed to say this was a success story. I'm over the moon. My CCJ is gone. This is what you need to do if this has happened to you. Don't let it ruin your life. Don't let it hang over your head for 6 years. You know, get out there and fight it and get it overturned, because I have had that done. I will say that it wasn't clear that that's what happened, because when they wrote back to me, it's kind of in like gobbledygook. So, you know, I don't think I'm an unintelligent person, but I actually had to phone the court to say, what does this actually mean? Does it mean my CCJ's been set aside? And they confirmed it does. So what it says is, before legal advisor, who I won't name, sitting at the County Court Business Centre at the address, upon reading the minute of the order filed herein, a copy of which is annexed here too, so they've sent me all of my evidence back. Without hearing and by consent, it is ordered that an order is hereby granted in the terms of the said annexed minute as amended, and that it do stand as the order of this court. Essentially, in layman's terms, my CCJ is no more, and I could not be happier. So there you go. Just follow this advice. Sort you know, these horrible bastards out. Don't let it affect your life. So thanks for everyone that's watching. If anybody needs any help, I know how I felt when I found out I had a CCJ. I'm more than willing to help you if you need any advice other than what's in this video. One thing I will say is that the parking company, Civil Enforcement Limited, were an absolute nightmare to get hold of. I could not speak to a person. The only thing the website allowed me to do was to pay my bill online, not speak to them, not kick off, not get the help that they gave me. So in the comments, in the description, I will put their email address. They change their email address quite often because they don't want you contacting them. So I don't know how long it's going to work for, but I'll help you out. My other advice, if the email address that I put in the comments description doesn't work, go on, what's it called? Like Google reviews or TripAdvisor, Trustpilot or something like that. I think I did mine on Google reviews, and write them a scathing review, and I guarantee you the same day someone will reply to you and they will provide you with the correct contact address. Okay, so I really hope I can help somebody else out there. This thing is not a 6-year sentence over you. This is something that you can fix and you can sort out. I've managed to do it. I have no background in the law, nothing, you know. So there you go. I really hope this helped, and all the best to all of you. And if I can help in any way, let me know. Cheers, guys.